Hi, Laura. I hope you've had a great day. It's been a quiet day here, which is nice. Hello, Kathy. Jen. Hello. I feel shorter tonight, but I think it's the chair. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Karen. I had a good day. It went by fast. When I'm busy at work, it goes by fast. I love it. Hi, Megan. Oh, glad you're new here, Megan. And what's going to happen is as people come on, I'm going to pull cards. If you do have a question, go ahead and ask it. If I'm able to answer it, I will. But first, something Kathy said about stories. And I know some of you've heard it, but not everyone. The first memory I have of spirit, I think I was around 6 years old, give or take there. And this young man used to come visit me. And he was in the army. And when he came to visit, he had holes in his body. So I was really afraid to see him. And then one day I realized that to be able to talk to him, I had to ask him to please change the way he looked so I wasn't so scared. And I learned at an early age, if you ask spirit to do something, they can do it. So I think the point of this is just to remind people, if you're afraid of spirit because maybe the way they look, the way they smell, just ask them to clean up their act because they can do it. So, Laura, we're going to get started with you. And hello, Brenda, as well. And Heather, I'll get to your question as well. So we're going to do the two-handed card. Okay, so Laura, the first card is, oh, it says no. It says postpone, pause, say no. And as you can see, there's a little bit of a storm on the horizon. Sort of looks like Egypt back in the day. And this could be around a move, a decision you want to make, because that's what these two cards would say to me, is this has something to do about a decision, Laura. And maybe you should wait a little bit before you make the decision, because maybe you're rushing into the decision. So it's better to sort of take that step back and say, okay, let's look at it from a different perspective. And if you look at it from a different perspective, you may find the answers a lot clearer than it was when you first made it. So that's what they are saying. And I'll have to find a place to put them. Okay, Kathy, you're next. And same thing. We have the Six of Cups, remembering that the past can now be the present. In other words, let go of the past and live in the present. And also, this is the emotional card about nurturing yourself and making sure your balance, your diet, your exercise, your sleep, all of it. And this card sort of says the same thing. This is the mother, and it's about nurturing yourself, nurturing your environment, making sure that things are working right for you. Not necessarily everyone else right now, Kathy, but you. Okay, so next is Jen. Okay, so I got to tell this little story. My daughter and I are sitting in the living room watching TV, and this was a couple hours ago, and all of a sudden the closet door flew open and things fell out. And I went, who's in the hallway? And Ashley looks down and goes, no one, the cats are here. So I had to have a little talk to someone and go put everything back in the closet. So far, touch wood, everything is still in the closet. Okay, Jen, I have be inspired about your future because you are protected. And there may be some cords that you are cutting, like if there's an old friend, Jen, that you need to let go, or you're looking after your health and you're making sure that you're putting your health in priority. And this is about really nurturing you. Okay. But it's also knowing that you're surrounded by people who care about you, be that medical people, be it your family. But it's also when you make a decision, you've got all those people around you, Jen, to help you make the decision. And this is a positive thing because sometimes we do need help, that we do need relying on other people. And again, just as an example, when I was sick years ago, I didn't think I had that many people I could call on when I was sick. I was surprised to find out how many people were there, and not the people I thought would be there, but the people who really cared. So it is amazing. You're going to find out as you're going through life and you're making decisions or have health concerns or move concerns, there will be people there, Jen, to help you along the way. Okay, Tammy, hi. So Tammy, what are we picking for you? The Knight of Wands. Make a decision without pressure. Apparently tonight's all about decision-making process. And the other one is crumbling. What are you holding on to? What are you clinging to that doesn't need to be clung to anymore, Tammy? Can you let something go? And this, I like this card because it's really moving forward. But this one, I love it because when you're looking at it, it's not the card you're touching. But this one, see how, let's remove one for a minute. See how it goes in a line, like it's lining it. It's like putting on blinders, Tammy, so that you're making a decision not with a lot of influence, where Jen could have people around her helping her make decisions. You need to put on the blinders. So when you're making your decisions, when you're making a point inside your life, you're making it for yourself, Tammy, not for anyone else. Again, just for yourself. Hello, Karen. Hope you had a good night too. And okay, pick the Knight of Swords. Choose your battles carefully. Don't go into a battle that you know you're going to lose. There's nothing wrong knowing that you don't have all the information in front of you. And the next one is you're an empath and you're highly sensitive, so it's really important to ground yourself. So if you're going into a battle, make sure you're grounded. You have your information that you know, okay, at least I've got a leg to stand on in this battle, and I'm not going into it half-cocked. And if you are going into it half-cocked, I'm saying take a step back, reevaluate what you want to say. And if you don't have all the facts in front of you, Karen, back up. Okay, let someone else make that decision. Okay, Brenda. No. Okay. Megan. Sorry, I'm looking at names and you guys are a little farther away from the screen without these glasses, so I have to squint a little. So Megan, glad to meet you for the first time. And Megan, I picked the Four of Wands, and this is normally firm foundation. It's universe bringing towards you what you need. It's competition at work and being a little successful in the competition. In other words, you may have to compete, but you may also get the job at the same time. And this one tells me that you need to focus on what you really want in life. It's one thing to daydream, and I love daydreams because I can make my daydreams happen, but a lot of people can't, Megan. So what this says to me is to focus what you would like to see inside your life and then put it into action. And the Four of Wands would normally say that that is feasible, it's going to happen, but it's going to take a little work. You've got to set the foundation to make it happen. So be prepared again. But to me, if you're looking for a new job, Megan, and you're making a change inside your house, it is going to fall in place, but just know what you want before you go into it. Hi, Brenda. So Brenda, what do we have for you? Ooh, look, two twos. Soul family. Call your tribe. Don't sit and be alone, and focus on what you want and make it happen. That's funny. That's what I just said to Megan. So maybe the same things, but I love the dolphins, and notice the really, really nice relationship. This is a friendship, Brenda, and this is a closeness in the friendship. It can also be a relationship like between you and Kurt. And this could be you also renewing or reestablishing the romantic part of the relationship, and you may be going to visit family. And this one, because you got 2 2s, it means to me that you two suit each other and that you're very good together because you're similar but different. And communication. The water is all about communication. So always make sure, Brenda, that you've got the communication going between the two of you. So Jen, like I said earlier, if there is a health thing, go talk to a doctor. I feel a little sluggish and everything. So iron, blood, something like that. But I would definitely say go talk to a doctor about health. Hi, Heather. Hope you are doing fine. Hello, Faye and Liam. And Heather, let's go for you. Okay, 8 of Wands. This is manifesting many opportunities around you. This could be about work. It could be about play. It could be home. It could be relationships. It can be money. There's a lot of manifestation you can do here. And the fact that you do it, it's just focusing on it. And like I said, there's always got to be a plan some way of manifesting what you want. And this says, make sure you're rested, hold still, listen, because maybe in the process of manifesting, there's some information coming towards you. Say you're looking at, let's say you want to buy a house or build a house. Build. Let's not buy. Let's build. And so the information would be you're talking to an architect, you're talking to a land purchaser, a real estate agent, and you have to listen to the information's given. You have to talk to a person who checks to make sure the land's solid. There's a word for that, but I can't think of what it is. And so this is, Heather, really about manifesting, achieving, and being happy with the results and standing still and taking in all the splendor that you have managed to put in front of yourself and inside your life. Hey, Faye. Oh, I picked the moon, and this is about your intuition guiding you, Faye, and the mirror. Okay, so there's many different ways that we can look and use spirit. As you can tell, yeah, I'm holding up the cards. I'm telling you what it is, but I'm also looking up to hear spirit because it gives me a little more focus when I look up and to get spirit to tell me what I'm supposed to say. And so, Faye, there's many ways. You can do scrying with water, with a mirror. Strangely enough, you can use coffee. You can use crystals. And so I'm feeling that Spirit's telling you that you need to open up a little bit more and listen to the message coming to you in many different ways. And I'll use an example. Again, I love examples because they're true stories for me. We lived in Chilliwack at one point, my daughter and I. And as I'm walking through the bathroom, I noticed this steam coming out of the bathroom like she just had a shower, and the hand wiping the mirror, and this young blonde lady with long hair looking at me just for a minute. And I thought, that's weird. And I said, Ashley? And she answers from downstairs. And I opened the bathroom, no steam, no blonde lady, but a handprint in the mirror. And so I listened to the message because it was like maybe a loved one reaching out, trying to say, I'm here. I'm just, you may not be able to see me, but my hand is always on your shoulder. So this, Faye, could be what Spirit's trying to tell you is the messages are all around you. A creek, you could go to a creek, an ocean, and there can be messages in the water. The other thing I like is sometimes when I'm out walking and I'll see an object and it will show me something like a bear, a wolf, an orangutan one time. And to me, that means get back to nature. Okay, Liam, I feel like I lost a little time there for a minute. Liam, I pulled the 7 of Cups. See the truth inside yourself. And normally 7 of Cups represents emotional happiness, achieving your own desires, that type of thing. And this one is that you're being called to a journey. So when you look to yourself and you see the truth in yourself, you're also seeing the journey that you are to be making. And The journey may take you into deep water, but it may then take you into shallow water. As long as you're walking your path and you're walking your truth, Liam, you're doing the right thing. And sometimes, even though we feel like we're walking our path and walking our truth, we do have to detour a little, Liam, and that's okay. It's okay to detour a little, because sometimes that detour can actually take us to where we need to be in life, and then it detours us back to the path we were supposed to be on to. So be open to signs and symbols that say you're on your path, detour, you're back on your path. And that could be a job change. It could be your relationship. It could be with friends as well. But it can also be your intuitive ability that's trying to wake up and say, are you listening? Now, my understanding, Liam, by what I'm hearing, is you work outside. So if you're working outside, nature is a great way of hearing messages. A bird coming to talk to you the other day, walking outside of the apartment, and a little robin flew right at me, hovered in front of me, and then he flew off to the other direction. And I just felt this impact, like, be cautious. And that's exactly what I did when I got into my car. I was cautious. So messages can come at us in different ways. You're welcome, Kathy. Megan, you actually have a question. Let's see what it says. Regarding my breakup, I've also been told that there is a spirit attached to me, and I'm wondering who it is. Okay, Megan, I think I actually answered that already. As for the spirit, I'm not feeling like it's a negative spirit, but if you don't like the spirit around you, you can ask them to leave. And that's all you do. You tell them to leave. I sort of want to say it's like a mom, grandma, aunt. It feels female. It doesn't feel male. But I'm not feeling like, oh my God, Megan, you have to run away from this spirit. I am not picking up anything negative. Okay, Amanda. So, Queen of Wands, creative, naturally creative. And then you get the yes one. Whatever it is you're looking at doing, Amanda, this is a yes. This is an affirmative. Go ahead, do it. That it's going to fall in exactly the way you would like to see it. Again, I'm always open to a little change. Even though we want to see it one way, it does cloud the issue sometimes. But this is an affirmative. There is a change that you are making, and this inside your own life. It's not work, it's personal. And it could be renovation, it could be decorating, it could be moving into a new spot, or getting a different car, buying new furniture. Whatever it is, this is a yes. But use your creative ability as you're making this yes happen. And the other thing I'm going to say is have some flowers around you. Okay? I sort of feel like roses in particular would, and daisies or Gerbers. I feel like you need some flowers around you. Hi, Cindy. I hope you're having a good night. And Cindy, it says, speak your truth in fairness to yourself. So in other words, be true to yourself. All right. And this says leap. You go first. The universe will catch you. And so as you speak your truth, and this could be writing a book, universe is going to help you. Messages are going to be there for you. And they're saying to put it down and to remember that you're speaking your truth. You're taking this leap of faith. And in the process, universe is there to catch you because you're not going to fall. All right. This is really going to be good for you. It's almost like a cleansing of the soul. Whether or not, Cindy, you decide to publish this, it's going to be up to you. Okay. But this says to me that if you do this, you're going to feel the weight of the world off your shoulders and universe holding you in the palm of her hand. Notice her. Okay. Hi, Ilya. Ilya. 10 of Swords. Okay, this is communication. This is talking something out, finding out the facts, getting down to the bare facts, finding the truth, digging a hole, filling it up again, digging another hole until you find which hole actually holds the information for you. And this is the ever unfolding rose. Cracked open, it's happening for you, not to you. This is happening for you. Whatever this truth you're looking for, Ilya, is happening for you. It's not happening to you. And this seems to come from the well of the heart. And it feels like a blossoming and awakening. It feels empowering. That's what it feels like, Ilya. It feels empowering. So get to the truth and find out what's either holding you back or is stopping you from moving forward even a little bit more. And I'm not talking COVID, because we all know COVID's holding us all back. But there's something else there, something you want so bad you can taste it, but you don't know how to get to it. Hi, Jeanette. I picked the Eight of Pentacles. And the Eight of Pentacles says, dedicate yourself to what you believe in. And the initiation, this is rite of passing, crossing over a threshold. So this says the same thing for me. This says that whatever you're doing, whatever threshold you go over, whatever direction you go into, you're doing it because it is for your own well-being. It's for your own happiness, your own desires in life, Jeanette. And it feels as though that because you believe in it, because you believe that anything is possible, Jeanette, even when things look dark and dreary, just like this card, okay? Look at the light and the blueness at the end of that opening, and it's beckoning you. There's steps leading you up to it, saying, come on, Jeanette, you can do it. And so there is something here, and I'm goosebumped, Jeanette, head to toe. There is something here that is going to be lifting you beyond your wildest dreams because you believe in it. So just go forward. Laura, you are welcome. And Laura, does that card mean something bad? I know you and your brother have brought this up a couple of times, so I'm just curious if it's a positive feeling on decision I would have to make. Oh, absolutely positive. I feel there's some junk, Laura, you have to let go of. And there, I can't remember, you were first off the deck. Let me have a look at the cards, okay? Bear with me. And put them to the side. So yes, they are good cards, Laura, because there's movement, there's moving forward. But in the process, this card basically says, stop, look at what you're doing, okay? Yes, even though it makes you nervous, in the end, you're going to be happy. I'm not saying get married to someone because, oh, that seems to be the answer. I'm saying this has to do around work, has to do around a move. And so if they're doing this and they're repeating the same sort of mantra throughout every reading, Laura, then there's something here that you have to make a decision around about a move, a shift, a change. And in the process of doing it, they're saying, don't rush into it. Sit back, have a look at it. And if it's making you so nervous that you feel like throwing up, don't do it. But if it's making you, okay, this is a step into, and I'll use an example. I took a job when I first got here that I knew I should not take. I knew it in my bones. I knew I shouldn't take it. But I thought it was, you know, the stepping stone into Victoria business market. And I took the job, and it played out exactly the way I thought it would. Right down to the day I was told, oh, we're going to have an issue with someone else. I mean, I'm walking into work and I'm saying to my cat lunch bag, what am I doing going here? I don't like this job. I think I should quit today. Well, I didn't have to quit. He replaced me with the part-time person. So it worked out perfect for me. I mean, I was nervous taking the job. It helped me get back into the market, but it also showed me, again, reinformed, trust your instincts. So Laura, it may be making you nervous, but you've got to trust yourself. Hi, Cheyenne. So Cheyenne, I picked the Ace of Pentacles, which is new starts, new beginnings, money coming towards you. Be careful of how you spend it. Don't go extravagant. And then having said that, I picked trust your path. You are supported in the decisions you make, whether it's by physical people or spiritual people or spirit. You are being supported. Now, there is a little money issue around you that you're going to have to take care of, but I'm not too worried about it. So I'm just saying, be careful. Don't go crazy spending your money. Pace yourself. Okay, but there are new starts and new beginnings around you, so be open to the opportunities that are being presented and take your time. Tammy, you are welcome. I'm glad it made sense. Good. If it's what you've been doing and it makes sense, that's perfect. Are they struggling? Okay, Jen, are you? No, I don't. I'm going to say no. I don't feel like your girls are struggling. I feel like they're fine. I feel like where they are right now, maybe they're, yeah, I got a little hesitation around that. So I'm going to say talk to your girls. Find out what's going on. Okay? It is the best way to do it. Hi, Rachel. Well, thank you. I'll send a hug right back to you. So, Rachel, for you, I pulled the World. Celebrate life and welcome new energy. And transformation, changing on a cellular level, but also on a deeper personal level as well. Rachel, so there's going to be a lot of change for you over the next 2 years. And I'm just saying, be open to it, be prepared. You may be shifting, changing where you're working, or changing the dynamics about where you're working or how you're working there. But I feel like it's all going to be in a positive attitude and a positive swing of opening a door a little wider for you. I just thought of one of those revolving doors, you get in it, and I've had it happen, get in it, it goes around so fast that I've gone around it twice. Okay, might say something about my personality too, but at the end, when I got out, I was okay. So there may be something like that coming. Okay, hi, Catherine. Honey, how are you? Catherine, I picked the Sun and optimistic and appreciate all you have. Okay, and then I picked boundaries. And sometimes it is important to have boundaries. I have boundaries with people all the time because it's necessary, and I have boundaries with spirit. And sometimes when I let my guard down, they go past my boundaries. So it's really important to set your boundaries. But this about setting boundaries isn't just about setting boundaries for yourself. It's setting boundaries to how much you can spend. It's setting boundaries to if you're going on a diet, how you watch the diet, and exercise and sleep. It's like this setting boundaries encompasses so much that sometimes we have to work on one thing at a time and then move on to the other. Oh, Kathy. It's true. If I had put all my daydreams aside, I never would have traveled the world, because I would have done everything people said to me, buy a house, settle down, don't take your daughter out of school. She wouldn't have traveled either. And so my money was well spent as she grew up, because we got to see a lot in the world. Hello, Vivian. Yes. And you're welcome, Brenda. I pulled 2 cards for you. Heal yourself. Whatever is going on around you, it's about, and normally this is emotional, of the heart healing. And so to me, this is heal yourself, that you're the person who can carry that off. And the other one is channeling. So you may be a medium that can channel. And if you are, I'm just going to say, make sure you ground yourself so you're not flying off into the sky like these people are. And just be grounded, and you may be surprised at what you can hear, feel, see, and sense. So be open to changes around yourself. Hello, Penelope. Okay. You're welcome, Faye. And Penelope. This is Temperance, and it says find clarity through calm. And I think those are lilies, right? Or I don't know what they are. But lily, when I think of a lily, I'm thinking of the lily that you put on a coffin, but these are different because they come up and the petals come down. I can't think of what they are. So thinking, growth, new starts, Penelope. And then the priestess. Wow, you're being asked to step up and lead, Penelope. This could be at work. This could also be with your own intuitive ability. It's being open. Water is about emotion. So it could be a case that you need to do a little meditation yourself every day and really practice, keep notes. And I'll try not to move my hand too much. And I love the wings on her. She makes me think of Cleopatra. So it could be also a past life. And the fish sign, which means maybe getting your omega-3 oils. Okay, look after your health, basically. Well, Liam, I'm glad to see I was right and you work outside. So listen to the outside influence, because it's amazing how spirit can manipulate the forces outside as well as they can inside a house. Amanda, you changed it. Wow, very good. Well, if you stretch too far, I'm going to say hot and cold if it's aching, because that does do wonders. Cindy, you're welcome. Amanda, you're welcome. Ilya, you're welcome. Tammy. Tammy, as far as I can tell so far, everything has said you're going on the right path. So really trust yourself. Jeanette, you're welcome. Hi, Sandy. How you doing? And what are you doing for your holiday? Just hanging out around home? Okay. So Sandy, I picked the 10 of Cups. Relationships. This 10 of Cups normally means you've acquired the family relationship that you're looking for. So be that marriage, be that grandchildren, and just be your overall emotional self that you're working on as well. And this says the other card I picked is the Great Gathering. And it's all coming together, intuitive hits, soul tribe. So you may have a lot of spirit, like your mom, Auntie Kathy, Uncle Joe, your dad, Michael. Oh my God, I forgot his name. Our cousin. Why can't I remember his name? You've got a lot of spirit hanging out around you, Sandy. They're looking after you. And they're trying to give you comfort. And I like the fact, I don't know, I know these are supposed to be mountains, but it looks like a young man looking over the mountains at you, and the nice curve of the rainbow taking care of you. So I would say this has to do with Michael, and that he's around you a lot and probably trying to get through to you, maybe in dreams or by having starlings show up around you, or any kind of bird for that matter, or butterfly or hummingbird. And I just feel like he seems to be around you a lot. That could be because his birthday was yesterday, but it could also be for another reason. So I'm just saying, be open to the messages, Sandy. Okay, Heather, working is going great right now. In March, I am starting school. Okay, so work and school are the same, because as far as I'm concerned, when you're going to school, especially university, that's like a full-time job all by itself. Unfortunately, you don't get paid for it, which is a shame, because we really should be getting paid to go to school. Okay, Cheyenne. You're welcome, Rachel. Lots of love to you too. Cheyenne, Darcy, never wrong. She's been stressed about college and how I don't think my path is correct. Now, the path I want to take is going to be very hard in many department, but award-winning in the long run. Thank you so much. You're welcome, honey. And you really got to trust yourself. I think if we trust ourselves more, like in all honesty, I've got a degree in criminology. If I had listened to myself the first time, I would have been a teacher and a mom. And it may have opened a whole bunch of different doors for me, but I went with the one that I felt I was pulled to, only to find out in one sense, if I hadn't gone into the idea, like I wanted to grow up and be a police officer, and if I hadn't gone that direction, I wouldn't have probably broke my leg, had my abilities kick into place, and lo and behold, be here today. If I'd gone into teaching like I thought I wanted to, I probably never would have picked up a tarot in my life, or listened to spirit for that matter, because it would have just got me into a whole heap of trouble. So sometimes we think we want one direction when spirit has a whole mind of its own and says, no, this is the way I'm taking you. Jen, you're welcome. Catherine, you're welcome. Brenda. Different Brenda. Okay, different Brenda. I have in my hand, I hope I didn't read this for someone already, the Tower, surrender and go forward, Brenda. And don't dim to fit in. Okay, I got it. Surrender and go forward, but don't dim your light to fit into everyone else's little cue card. Just what I was saying. If I had gone one way, I would have put myself into a round hole into a square peg. I would have made it fit. Instead, I'm a square peg in a round hole, and it's definitely fitting now for me. So, Brenda, don't try to diminish who you are. Shine, be bright. You don't have to be rude. You just be bright and trust yourself that you're doing everything that's going to make you happy and safe. Penelope, you're welcome. Chris, Heather. Okay, also, I am worried about my oldest son, Thomas, having some issues with him stealing and lying. His dad and I are working hard on getting him through this. Any thoughts? I'm going to ask you, Heather, to find out who's pressuring him into doing this, because it doesn't strike me as it's something either of you or your husband did growing up. This feels like he's being pressured as though he's trying to fit into a group. And what I would also say is maybe outside counseling might be better than you and your husband, because it may actually help him a lot more. And I think parents are great, but sometimes we lose the focus and lose our patience. So maybe see if you guys have EAP, see whether or not you can get him into counseling and find out. Now, if he's coming into his teens, it could have something to do with that, but I really feel like he's being bullied into this. So have a talk to him and ask him that. Well, I'm glad you did, Amanda. Alan, thank you. That's who I was thinking of. Why couldn't I remember his name, Sandy? And Liam, you were right about messages in nature, and I am slowly recognizing when they come to me, but I still don't know what they mean. Okay, birds mean messages. Seagull shit means someone's pooping on you for a reason. It's telling you to stay out of the way. Okay, wolves. You need to be a little more aware of your surrounding. Horses, run free. Okay, be frolic every now and then, like have fun. Our car trying to run you over means get out of the way. Speaking of that, I had a customer get hold of me, and she was telling me, I think it's her husband or son, I'm not sure, but she was saying that they told her that they had a dream about me. And in the dream, he was standing on the curb, and he heard me say, takes 3 steps back. That's what he heard in the dream. So he's out walking, he's doing errands, and he got to the curb, and all of a sudden that dream message came right back to him. Takes 3 steps back. And he did. He took those 3 steps back, and a big truck came around the corner and would have ran over exactly where he was standing. So sometimes messages come in weird ways, but it is important to listen to them. Okay, Heather, definitely look into it. Okay, when I find a dime. Okay, so when we were kids, it was 10 cents a minute on the phone. And if we phoned our friends our dad would sit there with his pocket watch and he would time us. And when that minute came up, he'd hang up on us, whether we were in the middle of a conversation or waiting for the information. If we happened to be talking about homework, he would hang up on us. So for me, dimes represent my father. Quarters represent my mom, because when I finally started talking in my late teens, early 20s, it was 25 cents a minute to make a phone call. Nickels are my stepdad and Gordy. And Gordy, I don't know him that well, but the day before he died, I talked to him. I just got back from Scotland and I phoned to see how he was doing, because I didn't talk to people while I was gone. It was too expensive. And he basically, I asked him how he was because his voice sounded really raspy. And he told me he had throat cancer, but he was going to be okay. And I said, okay. And we're talking a little bit more. And he said, look, this is your wooden dime. So maybe it's time to hang up. So I did, because, I knew he wasn't feeling good. He died the next day. So at least I got to talk to him. So when I see a nickel, that's who I think of. And Brenda, yes, it probably is your brother calling you from heaven. Pennies are my granny. And if I want to see my granny B, all I have to go over is and this is morbid, I already have my urn for when I die. I go over to my urn, I lift the lid, because it is a big, fat, Chinese shaped urn, and it's full of dimes. So Granny's got to wait for me, because her and the dimes and I are going together. I know, a little morbid, but it's sort of got humor attached to it too. And let's see, what else? Feathers. Feathers are of any sort, whether they're attached or unattached, are really good as messages, because it normally is spirit trying to get through. What else? What else can be a message from spirit? I'm trying to think. Cats. If a stray cat comes running up to you, I think of cats as companions, as their nurturers. They look after you a little more than dogs do. The wolf, I think of my dad, because my uncle told me a story that he was out in the bush. He was clearing land to build a place, and he had this big bonfire going. And as he's doing the bonfire, a white wolf walked around the bonfire. And my uncle said, he goes, Dennis. And he says the hairs on the back of his neck stood up. So he knew my dad had come to see him. Now, in my case, in my daughter's case, dad showed up like a seagull. So, people show up in different shapes and forms. So spirit can show up any way they like. And it's sort of fun too. Knocking on the wall. Okay. Radio. Message can come through a radio, a TV, newspaper, print, and the internet, or even your computer. Because the day my brother died, Jim, I was on the computer, and all of my sudden, the computer said to me, and you can hear the voice, I'm fine. And then I picked up the phoned the hospice, asked how my brother was, and she went, oh, I was just going to call you. He passed. So messages can come in all shapes and forms. So it's being open to it. It's like that smell of lavender. That's my Granny B. Smell of burnt food is my mother-in-law, Elizabeth. The smell of whiskey, and that's without seeing it. It just, the smell of it is my father-in-law, Bruce. So everyone has something that they'll bring it forward, some shape and form. Like my mom, the other thing she likes was lilacs. So if I go past somewhere and I get this overpowering scent of lilacs, I know mom's thinking about me. So it's interesting how signs show up. Okay. Hi, Helena. And if anyone has any other questions about signs, just keep asking. I'll answer them. Okay. Hi, Alana. Okay. So I'm picking 2 cards for you, the Ace of Swords, and be ready to break through for success and align your life. It's either align or does something inside your life needs to be changed. And that's what the sword and this other card represent, is that you're breaking through you're aligning your life to break through to your success. So it's really being open to it. All right. Don't hesitate. Maybe you can evaluate, realign, but align to the truth to break through to your success. Okay. Any other questions? So I normally do this. Oh, good. I'm glad you're happy. This is for Sandra, the one who normally I don't see. I know she's working tonight. So Sandra, 3 of Cups. Embrace joyful opportunities and some sort of divine plan. So embrace the divine plan that will bring joyful opportunities around you, Sandra. Okay. Well, I'm sort of pulling a blank now. Is there any other questions that anyone would like to ask? We still have a few minutes left. Dragonflies. Oh, dragonflies. I remember growing up with them, Brenda, and I think dragonflies probably direction. That's what I'm being told right now. Dragonflies can be a directional indicator. And same with eagles. Eagles are really good. If you want to find a direction, ask an eagle to show you. And for most of us, all we'd have to do is go to Tsawwassen and ask them, okay, anyone up there want to show me a direction? And the crow's another one for direction, but crow is also a messenger of death. Owls are a messenger, depending on when you see owls. Owls are a message in the night of learning. Owls in the morning, and I'm basing this on my mother-in-law's theory, are a message of death, or some sort of disturbance around you. Okay. Yes, definitely, Tammy. And so robins, obviously a time for rebirth. Blue jays, a time for joy. Magpies, be careful of leaving anything around that you do not want to lose. Okay, and I think I've mentioned this on another show. White cat, white horse, red-headed woman means good luck, go buy a lottery ticket. Doesn't mean you're going to win, but it does say good luck. And what else? Oh, if you go to a koi pond, make a wish for money. Okay, because koi represent money. Okay, if you find an injured crow and you're nursing it back to health, it means faithfulness. That's what I feel it means, because if you find an animal, any kind of animal actually, and I shouldn't say crows always represent death, they can represent messages as well. They can be a beacon in the darkness because of their noise and the sound of their wings. But yeah, I think if someone's rescued an injured crow and they're nursing it back to death, then to me, this is companionship. It means that it's faithfulness. Oh, I'm sorry, Brenda, but yeah, I sort of miss going out too and doing readings for people, because I get to meet people and I sort of get to socialize a little. And so with COVID, I've got to be careful, just like most everyone. It is a difficult time to try to be out there and with other people. All right. Any other questions about animals or anything? Because what I'm going to do is just pull a few cards and see maybe where the weekend's going. Okay. Interesting. Trust the flow of life. That's for all of us. Because the flow of life, if we fight life, then we run into obstacles. So it is important to trust the flow of life. And this one says that the flow of life is divinely orchestrated for each of us. It's not always perfect, okay? But it is finely orchestrated. Amanda, what does it mean when you see an eastern towhee? He was close to my car today and wasn't scared of me. When I went to my car, he didn't even fly off. Okay, I don't know what a towhee is, but I'm sort of thinking this has something to do with your dad, Mike. So it could have just been him saying, hello, I'm around you. It definitely feels like a message of something. What kind of bird? I'm taking it that's a bird. Would you mind letting me know? Okay, so remember, the flow of life is divinely orchestrated for each and every one of us. I'm buying a lottery ticket. Let's see what happens. That would be great. Okay, well, unless anyone has any other questions, I want to thank you all for coming on tonight. As you know, I really enjoyed doing the show. I am trying to put up little shows about certain things, but I haven't been able to get the camera to work properly, which I noticed yesterday at the beginning. Well, actually, I didn't notice. My daughter told me. It was interesting because Penelope was all blurry and I looked clear on the camera, but then when it got uploaded, it was the other way around. So anyways, some kind of Mississippi bird. He just stared at me. I had to find a picture because I didn't know what kind of bird it was. Okay. Okay. But you saw him at night, so it probably was a message of death coming towards you, Ilya. Well, Tammy, I'm glad you found me too. You're welcome. The casino? Yeah, if you feel lucky, try it out. Anyways, everyone, thank you so much for coming on tonight. I've really enjoyed it. Remember that Sean and I are on Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Penelope and I Wednesday night at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. I'm always on Thursday. And if anyone wants to book a reading, as you can see, my website is scrolling across the bottom of the page. And, feel free. Go ahead, book an appointment. And if you just want to say hi, send me a hello message too. Okay, you all have a great night. And may love, joy, peace, and happiness find you all in mysterious ways. Blessed be everyone. Bye.